Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts, independent stamping up demonstrator based in the UK. Thank you very much for joining me again today for another Inspire Create challenge. And today we've got a colour challenge and it's all the new InColors. Now I've got quite a lot of them in blends. The only one I haven't got in blends, because we haven't got it in blends, is Terracotta Tile. And Terracotta Tile is, let me grab my colours. So we've got Purple Posy, Pretty Peacock, Terracotta Tile, Rococo Rose, and Seaside Spray. That's the one I'm missing, Seaside Spray. And today I am going to be doing a lot of blends work. I'm going to be using some Pretty Posy. That's the one. No, Purple Posy. No, they're new. I can't remember them. And I'm going to be using the Leave a Little Sparkle stamp set. Now, who's surprised that I've got this? I just thought it was quite fun. So I thought I'd get it inked up. And this is the project that I've come up with. I have used some Wink of Stella. That's the word I'm looking for. It's sad, isn't it? I think I probably need a new Wink of Stella, but at the moment I have a Wink of Stella, and I'm hoping it will last for today at least. I've got a couple actually that I'm hoping that between them, this one's probably the better of the two, that I'm hoping between them will last for today. There is quite a lot to do. I've got the sparkle glimmer paper as the background, Purple Posy as the frame, using the rectangle stitched rectangle nested, what are we calling them? Rectangle stitched framelets, dies, and then the unicorn in the middle with, can you see, is it, yes it is, picking up the sparkle in its hair mane. And then inside I've got Leave a Little Sparkle Wherever You Go, because why wouldn't you? Now there is quite a lot to do, so fingers crossed I am going to get it all done before you all give up the will to live, or indeed before my camera gives up the will to live. This is the size that I have cut the unicorn, and you'll see it's between the two layers that I've used for the frame. So I just wanted to make sure I had a piece of cardstock that was large enough, which I have. I'm stamping in grey granite, which may seem like a strange colour, but we've got blends in it now, and I think it's actually quite a nice colour for a unicorn, because I think smoky slate is perhaps a little too cool a colour. So I'm going with grey granite. Now I do want that to dry, so the first thing I'm going to do is run this through my die cutting machine to get that sorted out, and it can be drying whilst it's doing that. And then we will get going with the colouring. Now there is no magic way of doing the colouring. It is purely a question of patience is a virtue. Something that I'm hoping we all have a little bit of at least. All I would say is the first thing I did was colour the unicorn's head. I mean, it's basically a horse with a horn. So I've just got the two shades of grey granite, and I'm adding the darker one first, anywhere where there would be a shadow, so in amongst some of its mane, so not just where it's coloured in or shaded in. I am actually adding some over and above that. Actually, we'll probably have a bit in here as well, but I'm doing it in a sort of dotty pattern because I don't want it to get too dark. And then, no, I don't want that. I want the bullet end, and then come in and colour. And part of the reason I'm doing this first is A, it's grey granite, so if the ink is still, as in the stamped ink, is still a little wet, it's not going to show when I move it around. But also it just highlights where the horse bit of the unicorn is, as opposed to where the mane is. And I think that's helpful when you've got quite so much mane to colour in. And I kind of went round to about there. And then I like to go over any areas where I may have not been particularly smooth in my colouring. Because although blends blend, if you can have everything at the same sort of point of saturation up until the point where you finish colouring, it helps blend it all a bit more. Right, okay, so these are our blends. There is a light Rococo Rose, but note to self, if you want both, it helps if you order the combo and not just the dark. So there we go. Now I'm going to do something a little crazy, and the first thing I'm going to do is with my light Seaside Spray, colour almost the whole of the background. And that may seem completely mad, and I may well find out that it is, but this is such a pale colour that it actually means that when I discover that I've missed a bit, when we come in to add the other colours, this will be there as a background, and it's it's light enough rather that it shouldn't interfere with the other colours so much that it causes a problem. And it will help speed the process up just a wee bit. And again, now I'm going to leave the roses or flowers in its main Rococo Rose. That's going to be the main area that's going to be Rococo Rose. So I will avoid those. Right, so that at least means that I know I've got my background down. Dark poppy, pretty purple, dark purple posy. And I'm just literally following some lines. It doesn't matter if you go outside the lines a bit. Nobody's going to know. Only you and me, and we don't care. We'll keep each other's secret. It's fine. But just, as I say, follow the lines. And it starts building up the layers of colour. Now, because we have got the Seaside Spray, I'm having to remember these. They will start sinking in. I do need to make sure that I add a good layer of the other colours, particularly the paler colours, on top, because otherwise they may just take too much of the blue in their shading. But at the moment this is going okay. And as you can see, I'm just doing waves. I'm not worrying too much if I'm following the lines exactly, because we're on pale colours. So whilst we're on pale colours, you can take a little bit of liberty with what you're doing, because you're just building up background texture, if you like. So just add a few layers of colour, and then when you've built up a few layers, is that the dark or the light? Let's go for the light first. You can come in with your darker colours and just add a few of those over the top. that will start to build a little more definition into the mane. Right, that comes out there, I think. But as you can see, it's really just a question of following the lines and just adding a little bit of extra colour here and there. Let's do the flowers whilst I remember to do the flowers, and I'm just going to colour those straight over. I would, if I had the light, I would colour the petals in the light and the centre in the dark, but I don't have the light, so I'm not going to. But what I will do is, once that's dry, is add extra layer, because then we can get the centre to pop out a bit more. And I will add not much, but a bit of the Rococo Rose into the other layers, just so that it's not just in the flowers, but you really don't want too much of it because it is quite a striking colour, and it can become a bit overpowering. So that's probably all maybe a bit down here. You can tell I'm concentrating because I've gone terribly quiet. And then a very small amount of the dark peacock. Because again, you don't want too much of that or it will overpower everything that is there. Do I want some there? No, I don't think I... I want some in here, I think, just to help build up the layers. And maybe a little... Well, we'll add the centres to our flowers, because you can build up layers of the ink just by adding them in. And then I'm going to come back in with some more of my dark Seaside Spray, and this will help bring everything together. And then for the horn, I'm going to go dark Seaside Spray, 1, 2 for 2, and then I think I'll just do a purple posy for the other two, and that is really where I'm going to leave it as far as that's concerned. I am going to come in with, hopefully I've got some glitter in there, yay! I'm just going to come in, the first thing I'm going to do is add some to the horn, and then just add some glitter to the mane, because we want to sparkle, leave sparkle wherever we go. So to do that, we need sparkle. There we go. Right, okay, so I've already got cut my other pieces that I need. I just need to stamp on that. So I need my very scruffy scrap paper and my grey granite. So I'm going to leave a little sparkle wherever I go in full strength, and then stamp off and just nuzzle in underneath the sparkle, as it were. That's those. And then all I need is my glimmer paper, this, my frame. Now what I'm going to do is attach this with glue dots. Glue dots are about the best thing that I know of attaching flat the anything to the glimmer paper. If you want dimensionals are absolutely brilliant, but the glue dots will help get into the grain, if you like, of the glimmer paper. So I'm putting one in each corner and then one in the middle. And then I can position this so it's square. And I'm coming up from the bottom because in International A4 we're going to be slightly narrower and slightly longer rather, than the rectangles, because those are sized for American or North American letter paper. Somewhere in this pile that I call my desk, I will one day tidy up, I have a pair of snips. You wouldn't think a pair of snips would be that difficult to find, would you? Really? Oh, they would be if you buried them underneath your stamp set. So I'm just going to cut because I've run out of side pieces, cut my dimensionals in half and then pop these on the back of my stitched rectangle, because my rectangle is slightly narrow for a whole piece of dimensional. So I'm going to go for half. Oop, don't need that piece. And then remove the backings. How are we doing time-wise? Oh, only 17.5 minutes. I'm staggered. I haven't taken longer than that, frankly. Okay. And then this we want to keep square again. And straight would be good. Let me just lift that a little bit. So we want it straight and square. There we go. And then if I press from the back, that will help even out a multitude of sins. Then this is half a sheet of grey granite, just cut the long thin way and scored in the middle. And then the liner we can pop inside. I like to, if there's a slightly longer front or one side than the other, I like to have the slightly longer at the front than the back. And it was marginal, it was less than 0.5 millimetre. And then grab some adhesive, pop that on the back of our glimmer paper, pop that on the front of the card, press, and then I've got my clear rhinestones and my new peacock ones, but I'm using the clear ones today. And my take-a-pick tool, and I want a baby one at the base of the horn, then a medium-sized one down there, I think, and then a larger one up in tucked underneath the frame to help frame everything. And that, or those, are our projects for today. I hope you found that fun. Occasionally I can be whimsical and embrace my inner unicorn. So, she says, grabbing the wrong stamp set. So this is the Leave a Little Sparkle stamp set. I have yet to ink this one up, but I hope you agree that that's a bit of fun, and just a little introduction to our new InColors. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you've enjoyed that, please give it a thumbs up. Do go and have a look at the blog post, which is linked below, and in that you will find a link to the Inspire Create Challenge blog, where you will find all the other design team members' projects. I can assure you they are going to be amazing. I've seen a couple at the point of filming this, and I'm sure that the rest are going to be just as staggering. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you've enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe, it's the bottom right hand corner. If you're in the UK and would like any of these products, they'll be linked below and over on my website, and I would be thrilled if you chose me as your demonstrator. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye!